So the Wayuu people originally came from the Amazon, and for what I read was hostility reasons. I don't know from what they were being hostile, maybe other tribes. They moved to the northeastern part of Colombia, which is mostly a desert landscape, and figured out how to make a living there. They sold pearls and salt and other minerals. A notable part of their history is that the Wayuu were one of the few indigenous people that the Spanish tried to conquer and weren't able to conquer. This is partly due to the fact that the Dutch and was it the German that I read that traded with them, gave them weapons, showed them how to use them, as well as horses, and the Wayuu would find ways to kind of steal these things from the Spaniards and use it against them. So they were never conquered, and they've always remained kind of independent from everything, which is pretty impressive given the amount of time that they've been able to self-sustain. Other notable points in their history is kind of conflicts with the Colombian government, not receiving any help, and to this day the Wayuu people do not belong to Colombia or Venezuela. There's about 150,000 Wayuu living in Colombia and about 250,000, if I remember correctly, in Venezuela, and so they don't have any borders. So the northeastern peninsula of Colombia is technically their land. Also, this may have changed with Venezuela's recent kind of financial crisis, but or general economic crisis, that because the Wayuu people don't pay any taxes, no income tax, no taxes for purchasing anything, many of them would go to Venezuela, buy cheap gas, and then sell it here in Colombia, but I don't know if that's still going on. So I was supposed to see a ranchita, which is a settlement. And the reason why they have settlements was originally to make sure that the herds of livestock aren't kind of intermingled and confused in between the different families. So in a family, you would have the woman would be at home tending to maybe the young kids, taking care of the house, the food, and also creating the clothes that you're seeing here. So some of them, like these women here, would come into town to sell their bags and other items that they've woven. So these are all the items that you're seeing here on the side of the malecon. While the men would do kind of farming related tasks and taking care of the livestock, tending to the land, etc. I've heard that recently, I think it was because of a storm and other factors such as the depletion of pearls, has put a really big strain on the Wayuu people financially. But thankfully, one industry is growing, and that is tourism. So like the tour that I was supposed to go on today, they would make some money from that. I also did hear that the younger kids are being taught Spanish, which is a good step, because before they would just have their original dialect, which would kind of force them to have to sustain you know, within the Wayuu, and not really be able to do much business outside of that, or in a limited fashion. So that seems good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe learned something interesting about the Wayuu people. Got to check out a bit of their crafts and some of the tribeswomen and a few men, I think. And yeah, I also made a video about Riohacha, just kind of walking around, and talking a little bit about the history of the city as well. You can check out that video if you're thinking of coming this area. It's part of Colombia. And yeah, I was here as part of my bicycle tour from Canada to Argentina. If you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I've been and everything that I did, you can head over to my website, followthehumoftheearth.com. And if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures, you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.